OMT Online Dynasty. Welcome back, everybody. Our week 2 game of the week here, and we have got a preposterous game in store for you as Jonte and his Texas State Bobcats heading down to Denton, or I guess it's heading up to Denton to take on Spicy and his North Texas Mean Green. Crazy back and forth game. We know Spicy's got a pretty dang good run game there with North Texas. We experienced that firsthand ourselves last week when Western Kentucky fell to the mighty Mean Green. Let's see what Jonte can answer with his own absolutely disgusting run game. A little bit of that Splitskrieg offense will be on display here. The no huddle, hurry up, split T, just run the rock. We'll see what kind of answers for that Spicy might or might not be able to get up to. We'll all have to find out together. Now, if you've never seen any of these before, this is our 32 user online dynasty. We got 4 custom conferences with 8 teams in each, this first season essentially being a placement season before we go to a relegation system next season. Top 2 in each conference will move to 1, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, all that good stuff. If you're interested in potentially joining, it is all done through the Discord. Link for that is down in the description below. Just hop in there, make a post, tag me, DM me somehow, let me know you want on the waitlist. I will get you on there. I am working, it is a long waitlist. We are working with our guy Cord, who is actually going to be our next user game on setting up a kind of farm system, minor league type deal, just so you're not just sitting on the wait list for months on end. So that should cover pretty much all we have to do here from our main studio. We can go take a look at these 2 squads, see how they stack up. So first, Jonte and his Texas State Bobcats 1-star program sitting at a 69 nice overall, 69 offense, 71 defense, 86 overall. Brad Jackson gonna be at quarterback, option king and sidestep, 85 speed. Overall, very solid quarterback. I do believe we are going to see quite a few quarterback runs out of the split T offense here with Texas State. Now, will they be able to afford them going forward? That's a future problem. We're not here to worry about that right this second. At halfback, Jalen Jenkins, 78 overall, 89 speed. Got another 88 speed here with Tyron Browning. We got Taji Atkins and Torrance Burgess Jr. And I believe we see appearances from maybe all 4 of these running backs. We got quite a few of them that show up in this game. That's part of just running the ball all the time. Out of something like the split T, you're going to need a lot of running backs. You're going to need some fresh legs to get on in there. Wide receiver wise, well, actually fullback's important for the split T. That's where Taji Atkins will be at for this one. Because if you didn't know, the split T uses your halfback 1 on the back right, your halfback 2 on the back left, your fullback right behind your quarterback there. So you got to have 3 running backs on the field at all times. So we're not going to see too much of the wide receiver room of Texas State in this one. He does get out of it from time to time. It's not just the split T, it's a lot of split T. But we'll be seeing some other things in there too. So we'll see if we see any appearances by either Bo Sparks with his platinum cutter and 360, 91 speed, and Chris Dawn Jr. 360 cutter, doubled up 93 speed. Really solid wide receiver room that Texas State has. So it's interesting. We're going with that split T offense with them. But I mean, it's working for him. He's coming into this one at 2-1, trying to get his first Mountain West Conference win here today. So with the split T, it does use your 2 tight ends on the end of the line. We are going with 2 tackles that were put. He's going all in on this split T, Splitskrieg offense, starting 2 right tackles on our top 2 tight end spots. He is just running this ball and daring you to stop it. And overall, that's a pretty dang solid offensive line too, especially compared to, well, us, Western Kentucky, and a lot of the other teams that we see here. We do have Don Terry Russell with a quick jump in recoup. It's going to be one of our edges. Let's see if we have workhorse just on every defensive tackle. It's that and gadget wide receivers getting escape artist everywhere. Just absolutely everywhere. It's insane. A really good looking Sam linebacker here. He's Will playing the Sam. Aiden Jones, 85 speed, 6'2", 224. Like the looks of that linebacker. Let's see if we got anybody else. Not so much. At corner, a little bit slow here. 88 speed, Dexter Ricks Jr. 85 speed, Trez Moore. At least he's 6'1". That is nice. Then we do have 6'2", Craig Royal Jr. with 89 speed. Overall, a pretty okay looking secondary. We have a quick jump on the defensive line. We got one good enough linebacker. Free safety, I mean, this has got to be one of the sub linebackers here, I would guess. A box specialist, Chase Davis, with a 90 speed, and that's why he's not sitting up top. Then 89 speed at strong safety. Let's check who indeed his sub linebackers are. It is the 81 speed Mike with blow up, and then a Will linebacker with 78 speed. Well, color me surprised. I would not have guessed that. So that is Jonte and his Texas State team. We just saw Spicy in North Texas, but let's go take another look. I saw him last week when he actually beat us. Also, just a side note, I am recording this Thursday night. We're advancing tomorrow. I'm just not gonna have time to do it in the morning. We do have a live game going on, so we might do some cut-ins here of Jacksonville State taking on Ohio. Crizzle taking on our newest user, Joey. Looks like they got quite a game going on there. That's the wrong screen. There we are. So keep an eye on what's going on over there. Looking like a fun one. So let's see, North Texas. I almost said 21-14. That's the score of the Jacksonville State-Ohio game. David Jackson going to be our QB1 here. 83 speed, 75 overall, 6'4", 212. Solid, very solid quarterback. Of course, the star of this North Texas team is going to be the halfback, Jaheim White. 89 overall, 93 speed, 94 XL, 95 agility, 94 change of direction, shifty, sidestep, 360. This guy is preposterous. He's so hard to tackle. It's kind of crazy. Another solid wide receiver room here with North Texas. You got Milner as your wide receiver 1, 82 overall, 90 speed. You got a 91 speed with James Tyre, a couple 87 speeds down here. And I know they have faster guys further down the depth chart, just they might be redshirted or something. Spicy might be saving them for later. So I've looked at North Texas because the team I want to use with the Rice offense over on our main channel, which is just called Old Man Try. We unlocked the Rice playbook for Road to the CFP, was looking at some different teams to use, and I think North Texas looks pretty gosh dang nice. Got a really nice left tackle, a good guard. We moved over to the left side with some solid abilities, another very good offensive line. Pocket disruptor recoup on one of our edges, takedown recoup on the other. Let me guess, workhorse on every single D tackle. Yep, that seems about right. Linebacker wise, nothing really to write home about there. Very good corner one though with Caden Jenkins. Probably not going to come in super handy in this game, having a corner one that's this good, but who knows? We'll see. Texas State will pass the ball from time to time, and Caden Jenkins, jammer and ball hawk, very, very good there. Free safety, 94 speed, Tay Seymour. Strong safety, 89 speed with house call on Brandon Jones. So that is how these two teams are going to be stacking up against each other here today. North Texas going to be in the Troy veer and shoot offense, while Texas State will be in Ohio State, again, mainly running that nasty little split T. So let's throw it over to our video board here. I'll get myself out of the way in a second, and we can just watch the beautiful North Texas intro. And here we go. Very excited for this one. You got, San Marcos versus Denton, team just outside San Antonio, team just outside Dallas, battling for supremacy of the Texas suburb market. A lot on the line for this one. If that didn't sell you on this matchup, I don't know what will. It is going to be North Texas, starting with a rock here. Goes to, oh my God, what a way to start. What a way to start this one. Goes to hurdle the one guy and then just gets absolutely blasted by the next one. Lucky to hold on to it. I mean, gosh, North Texas coming in this one at 3-0. You'd think you'd have a little bit more hype here. Opening Mountain West matchup of the season. You'd like to see a little bit better of a turnout here from the North Texas faithful. So this game is all going to be from Spicy North Texas's perspective, going right away with a run to Jaheim White. Let me get their names up here actually too before I forget. Jonte versus Spicy. Expecting to see a lot of Jaheim White in this one. A few of those like walk RPOs, those slow mesh RPOs that Troy has. It's a tough offense to stop. Speaking from experience, So North Texas now going with a heavy set, going to go with a run right up the gut. We see not very many people down in that box there. Give it to your guy. Give it to Jaheim White. Feed the beast. Let him go to work. And also, like pretty much all the other game of the weeks, we're going to watch the full first offensive drive of each of these teams and then start hopping our way around a little bit. There's a lot of points scored, though. I don't think there's going to be a whole heck of a lot of hopping around. At halftime, we will have highlights of 2 of our other user games. It was just one of those weeks everybody kind of had to play. And Jaheim White again. He's kind of lucky number 18 even made that tackle. That's already 3 carries for 45 yards. Not too surprising there. But yeah, it was just one of those weeks. A lot of people couldn't play until the night before advance. So that's why I'm, going to do this now and include everything that we can, including some highlights of Jacksonville State, Ohio, keeping an eye on that one. We're trying another run there, the Jaheim White, and why the heck wouldn't you? It has been working pretty gosh dang well for North Texas. That one is only a gain of 2, though, so 2nd and 7. Just a minute gone by. Let's see if we're going to get into anything else, or if we're still just going to give this rock to Jaheim White. I mean, it's not the worst game plan I've ever seen or heard, especially with a 3-down lineman set, showing blitz here, trying to get some more pressure in the box, but it is just going to be Jaheim White again, trying to follow Big 53, who's trying to lead the way there, trying to block the user there, but it was a good effort by Jonte to fight off that block, and again, it's just a couple close calls to some big touchdown runs, and that wasn't even Jaheim White, that was actually the backup, who we still know is very good. Brandon Haygood. I forgot that was his last name. That still kind of works out. We try to go to Haygood again up the middle, this time stuffed by that Texas State defense. I would guess we're going for it in this situation. 46-yard field goal. We've had pretty good success on offense here so far. I actually didn't hate that RPO idea that popped up there for a second, but we're actually going to a heavier pistol set. See what Spicy in North Texas is trying to draw up here. And if you're Texas State, do you really try to sell out for this run? This could be a time for a slow mesh RPO. No, this is just going to be a run over to the right. Haygood still back there. The one knock on Jaheim White. I was going to say that blocking looked to set up nice, but then the Bobcat defender just flies in there and brings Haygood down behind the line. Turnover on downs. And you can see Spicy knows what to expect here. He's just going straight to goal line, waiting to see that split T offense pop up on the other side. And there it is, split T tight. Goal lines, and I don't know if I feel like toss might work okay against goal line, unless see his user going over there makes me not want to do toss. The issue I have with it, and just immediate block shed there too, by the way, the issue I have with goal line, it's not the worst idea in general if you're confident with your user that you're going to be able to make tackles, because there's going to be times where that Texas State front is going to line up and get those blocks just right, and it's really just going to be your user, the only one in between the running back and the end zone. That's why I don't like doing like 6-1 against heavy run sets, because my user is horrible. I'm legitimately like the worst user tackler potentially in this whole dynasty. But even 3rd and 13, we are sticking with the split T. Looks like we put actual tight ends in? No, those are still the actual tackles out there. See, we get those one-on-ones, we click off, let the CPU make that tackle. A toss worries me if I'm in this goal line set. I liked what we did on that first one and moved our user over to the right side there. Toss to the left I don't think really works quite as well this year. Or it's never really worked quite as well as the toss to the right. But that might be different this year, because I know with rocket toss out of the flex bone stuff it is. That's a 5-yard penalty on Texas State. Let's see if we are going to be going for it once again here. Quick check-in. Still 14-21. Just started the second half between Jacksonville State and Ohio. The Gamecocks going to be getting the ball in that one. I mean, that's shaping up to be a heck of a game too. Now we're going to start jumping around a little bit here. We saw Texas State just punted it away. North Texas now facing a 4th and 7. That opening drive is going to give us a good idea of what to expect. For the most part throughout this game, North Texas is going to be trying to run the ball with their spread out, with their wide formations. Texas State going to be running the ball, but not so spread out. Gonna be trying it out of the split T. So 4th and 7, dropping back to pass. Gonna try to hit a pass lead inside to A. And boy, could we have used a throw like that at the end of our game in week 1 there, Mr. Taven Jackson. Really would have appreciated a sail job like that one. Unfortunately, looked like we had both of our seams there, but you did want to pass lead it inside because that's where all the space was, but just a little overdone by Jackson. So here comes the split T again of Texas State. Going to go for that toss out to the left and getting to see the user defense. Get over there, get them in a good spot, and click off and let the CPU make the tackle. Love that out of Spicy here. I like the idea of going with that toss to the left. I just don't know if I haven't messed around with it enough to know if it's good this year or not. And we'll see if we're going to see any of the passes out of here too. A tight end corner, a play action boot, something like that. Play action boot, we have that guy on the right wide open. Did we not put a deep blue? I mean, great play, fine Tajay Atkins out there, but I could have, oh, we usered the deep blue. Is that what happened here? So we throw a deep blue on our outside corner there. And yeah, we're the ones sitting on that deep blue. Yeah, then we bite down too hard, and Tajay Atkins gets left wide open. Sneak in those little play actions from time to time. Catch them napping, catch them sleeping, and that is a touchdown for Texas State. Big stand by the defense a couple of times here, and then eventually that split T is going to break through. Good stuff by Jonte. Now, an interesting situation here is North Texas has tried to run this ball a few times. Facing a 3rd and 1, user comes flying down in the box. Looks like we break a couple tackles. Looks like we get that first down. The refs disagree, and it sets up a 4th and inches for the Mean Green. We're going to try to do that same thing again, and the block sheds right up the middle. Whoever that young man is for Texas State, number 16. I got to look up this guy's name, actually. I usually just look at offense. But from what we've seen so far, this number 16 of Texas State has been an absolute menace. This guy has been all over the field for the Bobcats. I got to get his name to give him proper credit for what we've seen him do so far at this point. So number 16, as we're seeing more split T, that is Terrence Cooks the second, the bronze blow up. Hitting some fullback dives, that's a good mix in too, which I actually don't hate against the goal line. It looks like a lot. But as long as those guys can hold those blocks for just a second, you'll find some gaps. You can find some gaps in there with these inside runs too. A fullback inside, the fullback dive, the halfback inside. I wouldn't hate a halfback lead going out to the left here either, because that's when you can actually bounce outside and it's a little bit faster than the fullback toss. But we were close to a disaster there. We did a good job with the user. That was a good fullback toss call there. We got that one-on-one. We tried to cut it inside. We just weren't quite able to. Now we're going to take that toss outside to the right. Can we beat him to the corner? We cannot. North Texas able to hawk him down, take us to the second quarter. Actually, let's do a live check-in here with Texas State, or Jacksonville State and Ohio, as the Gamecocks are facing a 3rd and 2 at Ohio's 7-yard line. Dropping back to pass. Oh my goodness, he can't even see my camera right now. But whoa, that was a close call. I believe that's the 6'8" or something wide receiver of Jacksonville State. Green that was able to come down with it. My goodness, was that close. Texas State over here is, whoa, those shadows. Whoa. Those are weird looking. But the kick is up. The kick is good. That's a 10-0 lead for Texas State. Take a live break, a live look in here. Joey gives up the touchdown to Crizzle, and we got a 21-21 ball game going on there in Athens. Exciting times. Now we have almost a copy and paste situation from the last drive from North Texas, facing a 3rd and inches at their own 40, going for that run up the middle. Looks like it's there, but the block shed by Terrence Cooks II. This guy, there's 5 in the box. We should be able to run this. You'd think we're going to try to go with that quick hitch. We saw the blitz coming in, thinking we could hit that one fast, but it is in and out of the hands of the North Texas wide receiver. And that Texas State defense, I mean, it looked like North Texas had a good cadence going with those runs early on, but they have been able to start shutting this down pretty good. Another, I think that's 3 turnover on downs forced by the Bobcats defense, and now we're back in that split T. I mean, we're on the right hash, so I don't love a fullback toss to the right, but just from how that defense was set up, I would have loved a fullback toss to the right, but we will take another 5-yard penalty. Backs up again. We know there's going to be another There's going to be another play action coming in here at some point in this one. And yes, this game of the week, I can already tell you right now, is going to be longer than usual because we're watching the split T. I mean, we're watching the Splitskrieg. It's not the full Splitskrieg, but it's pretty dang close. We're getting some network issues here. See, once we're starting consistently be hitting this hurry up and things, and I do know he does go out of it from time to time. I don't think we haven't seen it yet, but at some point he will. So we're putting some bar flats out there, actually trying to catch him offsides, trying to do a little fake snap there. I do wonder. Here comes another play action. We got him again. Oh, Brad. Oh, look at the big brain on Brad. Hitting him with that play action. Shout out to Pulp Fiction. Has him wide open again. Maybe that, you got to plant your feet there and make sure he's stepping up into that throw, but you still got to feel like we got to make that one, man. Brad, we need you on that one, brother. Another walk-in touchdown possible, but instead a 3rd and 14 for the Bobcats. Now just a straight drop back pass, kind of brother, trying to go a quick one underneath. And I don't know if Spicy has noticed at this point. This probably, I could have asked him or talked to him about it. But if he's noticed that Texas State has tackles in instead of tight ends, because I think that would change some things on how you'd set up your defense. But I'm not sure. Oh, and wait a second, no shot. He steamrolled that punter. That's got to be the 15, roughing the kicker. Yeah, I mean, he clobbered that guy. Look at this. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like this. Bang, and it was the user too. Oh no. From having the stop, from getting the ball back, to just user rush gone wrong, and absolutely demolishes that punter. And it's a 1st and 10 for Texas State. Gonna let them get back into that Splitskrieg offense. Having some technical difficulties here on John Tay's side of things. Back to the split T though. Let's see. So if we're just looking at this from here, right? We got 5 down right here. We got 3 right here and 3 over here, but the side over here, they're more stretched out to the sideline. So if we're going to go with an outside run, you should do one over to the left against this defensive front. I would like to see a halfback lead, because that's these guys going out to the left here, and it's this halfback taking it. And a lot of times they can seal that edge and just take it around that left side. It's not my favorite run in the split T, but in circumstances like this, I think it would be working a little bit better than that fullback toss. And overall, I do like this goal line is playing solid defense. It's just those pass plays we've really caught them off guard with. And it makes sense, we're just overloading that box. And what's really made the difference so far, Spicy's user has been all over these runs. He's been shooting in those gaps. He's going to try to take... Well, Brad Jackson's just going to go take it for a touchdown anyway. But look at the user defender here of Spicy. I mean, no flags, and he just clobbers the poor guy at the end, but it doesn't matter. That running back did his job, kept the user busy, kept him slowed down enough for Brad Jackson to take it himself. 17-0 for Texas State, but trust me, this was the game of the week for a reason. Quick check-in, Jacksonville State and Ohio, still 21-21, just about to head into the 4th quarter there. And part of the reason this turns into our game of the week is how explosive this North Texas offense can be. We didn't see it on the kick return, but we saw that 4th down earlier, we had chances to pop a big play. Looks like Spicy's ready to take another shot here. We got everybody biting down. Looks like that same defense, but this time Jackson hits him perfectly in stride. Get that green catch so you keep up that momentum. And Billy, I don't remember if that's his first name or not, but Tipton, it is a B, Tipton, is going to take it all the way in for the mean green touchdown. That bird just always looks like he's so panicked about something. He's got the wide eyes, looks like he's freaking out, like he just realized he left his oven on as he went to vacation. But North Texas strikes back, gets it back to 17-7, gets it back to reasonable, gets it back to striking distance. And that goal line defense still working for North Texas. They forced the quick 3 and out here, and we've seen John Tay go to this a few times, trusting that defense, and especially considering the offense that we're running here. But Mr. Tire, he ain't tired yet. He's taking this punt return. Oh man, he got clobbered pretty good, but he took it all the way down to the Texas State 35. So North Texas now just like that within striking distance to bring this back to a 1-score game. We just had a punt from the Ohio Bobcats, so that is now Jacksonville State ball. 5.5 minutes left, still tied up at 21 apiece. But we're going back to that run in again. Jaheim White, he is such an electric running back. But my goodness, can he just not stay on the field? I feel like ever since that first drive, it has been Haygood back there for North Texas. Maybe we're just, keep him fresh, keep him in there for later in the game. A little zone chuck there by the linebacker. Good defense there by Jonte. Just absolutely nowhere for Spicy to go. Gonna have to end up throwing that one away. So 2nd and 10 now. Again, we're seeing the 5 in the box here, so I wouldn't be shocked to see a run from Spicy. Yep, get that pulling guard, goes and picks up that user, let Haygood take that up the middle. Another 3rd and inches. I feel like we've gotten, that ball is clearly across the line. Ref, what are we doing here? Let's go back to the run, take our yards, pick up the first down this time, and I believe take it to the 2-minute warning. Oh, and before we get to the 2-minute warning, Jacksonville State just got a huge play. I didn't even fully see what happened there. Let's see if we can see a replay or something. I paused our North Texas replay here. I just saw number 7 Lando Calrissian taken off down the sideline. Looks like it was a pass touchdown. They're showing the quarterback stats, so that's what I'm guessing. But Jacksonville State, that was a 70-something yard touchdown, it looked like, for the Gamecocks to take the late lead at 4 plays, 79 yards. Jacksonville State taking the lead. Man, now we're getting some more user games every week. I like what we're seeing. Another running back in the game here for North Texas, and he also got freaking clobbered. Whoever the hell was. I didn't even write down who that was, so I don't think we see him too much more in this game. But now a 2nd and goal, ball at the 5-yard line. Mean Green going back to that run, and good user run defense there from Jonte, using that top right safety, sees the run, flies down to come help out. If he wasn't there, that was looking pretty dang good for Spicy. Good work there by Jonte. 3rd and goal, still at the 5. Going with a little tight open. This is a great combination right here. The hook. Oh, it was actually an RPO. I was going to say that's a good late developing combination too. Having that little curl on one side and then a slant going to that back corner. Really good combination. A lot of times they'll leave the slant open, but it is an RPO. We had our choice of a few guys there, but from down 17-0 to 17-14, here come the Mean Green. We tried a little fullback toss over to the left against this goal line, but again, just nothing doing for Brad Jackson and this Texas State. The run game has been pretty bottled up, but this is where we've been killing them on these passes. Down to the flat, Burgess Jr. pancake block by the big boys out there, and Burgess is going to take it. Number 8 is not quite gonna be able to catch him. It's the passing attack. 2 for 5, but 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, should be 3 touchdowns. We had that wide open wheel route, remember, that Brad Jackson overthrew for us. It's really kind of just, we're setting them up for that run with that run, but it's those play action passes that have been the big plays for Texas State. Spicy jumping off sides again. He did that a ton in our game. I don't know if that's the new how you block kicks type of thing or what it is, but that is a huge touchdown for Texas State, pushing them back up by 10. See if North Texas can get anything going here. 48 seconds, still 3 timeouts. And after a solid kick return, we are in a pretty good spot here. Our own 36, still 43 seconds, still going with that run. We see, hey, the grand return. Jaheim White has blessed us with his presence here once again. I like going hurry up here for a couple of reasons. 1, the clock. 2, it's going to keep Jaheim White in the game. He can't be subbed out if we are, if we're just going no huddle. Could have potentially tried to rip one to A there, but that would have been awful risky business with how we saw Jackson throw a couple of these deeper balls. Still 5 in the box with a guy like Jaheim White. Don't hate the idea of running at all. We must be in a cover 4 on defense. You can see how those safeties came down, filled those run gaps really nice. 18 seconds still hanging on to 2 of those timeouts, going with a wide bunch RPO. We see 2 defenders out on the right, so we are going to test our luck and go to Mr. Tire, tiptoeing his way down the hash marks, down the sideline there, getting us to the 11-yard line, and still keeping eyes too what's going on over here. Ohio on a nice drive, ball at the 23-yard line, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. Let's get to halftime in this one. We might just have to sit and watch the end of that Ohio game here too. But 13 seconds, North Texas taking their second time out, trying to go a quick one to the flat, but the defender all over him. Kind of good for North Texas. That one falls incomplete. At least keeps us the option of running the ball if we want to. And Ohio just ripped a seam shot beautifully against Jacksonville State. First and goal at the 3 for the Bobcats. Let's get to that one. See, there's one of those slow mesh RPOs, but nobody goes and picks up that linebacker. So he's still able to fly in there. And speaking of fly, look at that guy. He's still able to get in the backfield and bring him down. 6 seconds left in the half. One more play here for North Texas. I mean, you could definitely take a seam shot into the end zone here. Or not even a seam shot, just any pass. I was just looking at the Ohio replay again. Into the end zone here. Before time runs out. See if we're going to have that out over on the right. We are not. Could have maybe gone A. We got to throw it away. Oh, we took too much time. We had A. We just got to throw something up. Oh, I realized I was on the wrong screen there. It was just my face for a second. So I'll cut that part out. We'll go back over here where Ohio just tied it back up. Hit an RPO to the tight end to tie us up at 28-28. Let's see what Jacksonville State's going to be. I don't know what either of these guys' playbooks are or anything like that, but I do expect, I mean, we're shading underneath, which is, look at the size of number 11. I believe that is the behemoth of Jacksonville State. Motion, oh, a little crab motion going out there. Trying a one-on-one, but not to our big boy. Gets knocked down. Yes, apologies if there's a weird cut after that. After what happened with North Texas. Like I said, I clicked on the wrong scene. Seam ripper right at his ankles. What a play by Mr. Williams to get down and make that catch. So Jacksonville State now at their own 39, minute 50, 3 timeouts. Time not an issue at all for the Gamecocks, for Crizzle. What a great little bonus coverage we ended up getting here. See if Joey and his Bobcats defense can cook up some way to get a stop here. Calling Tampa 2 in a Tampa 3 shell. Tail is old as time in this game. To go to our tight end, who just butterfingered that one. I mean, we weren't getting much on that anyway. It certainly looked like, but still would prefer our tight end to actually make catches like that. Nickel Cub going to be the defense. I know Cub is like one of them. I mean, the real meta defense right now is 6'1". But Cub is certainly up there. He can get really good pressure, as we see right here. That right edge just comes flying in untouched. Ball spikes into the ground. 3rd and 10. How aggressive do we want to be here as Jacksonville? I mean, you can't just settle for like a run here. Ohio still got all 3 timeouts. You got to try to get this first down somehow. But how are we going to do that? Trips tight end is going to be the call here for Jacksonville State. A little stunt coming in. A little, is that a 2-man or a 3-man? I can't quite tell. We are still shading underneath with cover 3. I mean, we've hit the seams a few times here. We're going to try to go to the flats. We shade underneath. There's a hard flat there, and it's a first down. What's our hard flat playing over on that right side? A whole lot of nothing, it seems like. So we're going back to a man blitz here, a little cover 1. We're going to be user in that blitzer. Going to be a run play, but that linebacker for Ohio having absolutely none of it. It's tick, 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 tick. Time running down here in Athens. Just over a minute to go. Is it both teams? Yeah, both teams with all 3 timeouts here. God, this is going to be a long episode. We'll try to go a little quicker through the second half, and we won't have game breaks and stuff. Wouldn't be surprised to see another seam shot here. We see a single high safety. See if we're going to take our chances. Oh, we threw it late. Oh, it wasn't a streak. It was a corner route, so the outside third came down on that. And when we shade underneath, that does turn your zones into ultra aggressive, so they're going to be more likely to try to jump the ball that we almost saw right there. If there was a seam streak, I think it was there. But with it being a corner route, that outside third able to come down and just about make a play. So 53 seconds left. Oh, boy. Let's see. All right, so we're going Tampa 2. Not shading any sort of way here. We're watching that seam on number 83. I would have to imagine is the number one thing we're trying to take away here. We have that underneath. We are going to take it, and picks up another first down. Again, the flat on the right side, just letting Ohio down again. 47 seconds now. Now, we're probably not in field goal range as of yet. Who was that with the passing leader? Toledo. We don't even have a Toledo user. Anyway, so 28-28 now. Timeout taken by Ohio. See if we can drop back into coverage. Are we looking for that right flat again? We are indeed. A good hit that time, at least. If you're not going to cover anybody, at least go make a hit. We appreciate that. 2nd and 5. Time still ticking down. I mean, it's a 51-yard kick from here. I can't imagine we're really just going to be happy settling with this. Going with the cover 0 blitz. Let's see if his defense gets glitched out like mine was last week. Or just kind of changed who you're manned up on. Seemingly out of nowhere. No, kept him on the running back. Blitz coming through. Running back didn't block the guy for a second. Didn't even consider blocking that free blitzer coming into the backfield. We have to throw that a little earlier than we would have liked. It goes right back to the ankles. Incomplete. Like, what's the running back doing there, man? God. 3rd and 5. Maybe, I have to ID the mic or something like that. I don't know. But we got a 3rd and 5, 19 seconds. I wouldn't hate a run here. Honestly, if you trust your field goal kicker, if you trust your ability to make field goals, I don't hate a run here. Definitely can't do an RPO. It's a very obvious cover 0 look. So we're going to go to our big man number 11. Is going to win on that slant, box him out. Jacksonville State takes a timeout there. I guess it doesn't really matter. But big man making big plays. That's what we expect to see. So 14 seconds left now. Jacksonville State's going to be able to just run this down if they would like to and settle for a last-second field goal to try to get the road win here against Ohio. Man, who would have guessed we had such another great game going on here for our halftime show. We, honestly, we're still passing. Oh, crazy man. Oh my God. Whoa. You get the one-on-one, trust your big man to go make a play. My goodness. He had his hands on it, got knocked out, and then the Ohio defender was kind of reacting to that instead of going to intercept it, because that was pretty gosh dang close. Now Ohio, after 2nd, after 3rd. I mean, technically they can get the ball back, but not really with any time. But technically they can. So yeah, this is just going to be our halftime show. Sorry to all the other, the Coastal Carolina and the UNLV highlights we were going to go over at halftime. We're going for the pass again. We're trusting our big man again. Another incompletion though. I mean, it's a 37-yard kick. You got to just run the ball at some point. You would think, you would assume. But I don't know. So we're going from Cub to 6-1. Ohio's got the meta defensive playbook, it would seem. The tray open for Jacksonville State. A little 6-1 look. Or we might have gone out of 6-1. This might be, I think we went to nickel actually. Like a standard nickel. 7 seconds. We're just going to truck. Okay, now we're running the ball. Okay. I say, don't be fighting too much, brother. Don't be fighting too hard for me there. You got to go down eventually. Now a field goal for Jacksonville State to get the walk-off win here against the Bobcats. What a game between these two this ended up being. The kick is up, the kick is good, and that is going to be a win for Crizzle heading into Ohio and taking down the Bobcats. That's a good halftime show. Screw the other halftime show. That's our halftime. Let's get to the second half of our main event. And it was Texas State starting with the ball, but then North Texas defense again was able to shut them down there, force the punt, but again facing another 4th down, stemming up that option route over on the right, going to speed out. That was close. The user was there, just didn't quite follow it enough. Obviously not actually a speed out. That went inside, not outside. But he's able to find Tipton, the man with the big 80-yard touchdown earlier in the game, steps up again when North Texas needs him there, converts that 4th down. Now you'd think, again, we got 5 in the box, but that slot corner is kind of in the box, kind of a little bit. It is Jaheim White back in the backfield. He got his IV shots in there at halftime, so he's able to join us for the second half, which is nice. But yeah, that slot corner is just so close that it's almost like being 6. So And that's exactly what we tried to do on that 4th down earlier. We saw that corner blitzing, throw that quick hitch, pick up the 1st down. This time, our wide receiver able to actually hold on to that one. So that is appreciated. X under, I love this play out of any veer and shoot book. Kind of looks like, oh, that was kind of just a weird alignment by our guys over on the left. We're going to go for that inside pass again. And this time we find it. We missed it that first time. The last two, though, he has been put on the money in the mean green back to a 3-point game. We've seen Texas State hit some explosive plays already, and they've got at least one more in the bag here. Going with that fullback toss out to the left. It eventually, that blocking is going to set up just right, and that is one of those times. Burgess Jr. is going to take it all the way to the house every time. North Texas crawling back little by little. Texas State just pushes them just far enough away, right back to a 2-score lead. Now again, the Mean Green offense in a bit of a predicament, facing a 3rd and 15 from their own 40-yard line, dropping back to pass. Nice playmaker up on the halfback. Click on Green, catch it with Mr. White. Jackson, after missing that one throw earlier, he's been putting it together a little bit for the Mean Green. We've seen him make some really nice throws for the North Texas squad lately in this game. Going with a real deep curl over on the right there. That's not going to be there. A late maybe, but we're going to take our deep chance, and that's whoa. A, how was this caught? B, whatever his animation was, he was going to dunk on the goalpost after he caught that. He ends up dunking right on this referee. Just dead on this referee. I mean, that's good coverage, but unbelievable placement, and then dunks it right on the ref. Unbelievable placement on that deep shot by Jackson. We've seen him miss the one, but he has turned it on when the team needs him the most. Now, Texas State, I believe, did have their extra point blocked after that last touchdown, so North Texas is going to make it a 2-point game, 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We jump ahead. That Bobcats drive has got him to the North Texas 46, still in that split T, still now going with that full back dive and the pancakes from all the big boys out there. Then Burgess, little stop and go, one more pancake for the road. Get you a little to-go box, put some syrup on top, or you'd probably want it in a little separate container so your pancake doesn't get too soggy. But either way, that is another Texas State big play touchdown for Burgess Jr. That's 2 in a row now. That one, I'm not sure what happened, to be totally honest. He was in the pile, then he was out of the pile, and then he was in for the score. See if we can get a see. Oh, then he just clicks onto the other guy to try to do it. Got him offside again, but the kick's up, the kick's good, back to a 2-score lead. But now here comes North Texas again. We're just jumping, and this is just highlights at this point. There's not really as much as sustained drives as there are just big plays and pancakes all over the field in Denton. Another just lay down, get out of the way of Jaheim White, who finally breaks through, gets that gigantic play we've been waiting for him to make this entire game. Takes that one, was that a 70-ish yard touchdown. Now North Texas is going to go for 2 here, because if we give up another touchdown to Texas State, go for 2 and get it, it's a 1-point game. Texas State scores, go for 1, it's an 8-point game. We're within 1 score. Actually, never mind. we decided to, I was with you on going for 2 there, but we are just going to settle for our 1. Now that Mean Green defense was able to get in there and force a 4th and 8. We've seen Texas State punt in this situation a lot this game. This time, though, deciding to go for it, going to wing trips weak nasty. I think this might be the first time we've seen him out of the split T all game long here. Jackson to be dropping back to pass. We have... feel like we got a little robbed on that one. He won on that corner out. Maybe we threw it a touch too early, but just gets his hands out there late. And that's Bo Sparks, our platinum cutter we saw lighting up there. Cut him up on that route. But maybe Jackson just threw it a touch early. That's a couple times we've seen Jackson kind of sell out for Texas State. We had that wide open wheel route earlier. We got that one. Tough scenes. Now we have a Heisman human joystick, Heisman shifty, whatever you want to call it, on Jaheim White. You can see his wear and tear starting to pile up here, but North Texas in a fantastic spot. Less than 2.5 to go. Ball at the Texas State 11. What a crazy game. I mean, between that and our halftime game, what a week it's been. for us here. Look at the mascot right on the pylon in the back of the end zone. He's already celebrating. He's already excited for what's coming up here. See what North Texas can go to. I mean, I'd probably just run this again, honestly. Again, user that safety, come down. There's just only so much you can do against Jaheim White. He's just going to bounce right off you there. Takes his 7. His 2nd and 3 for North Texas. I do really like both these uniforms, actually. Texas State has a great set of uniforms with the burgundy and gold. North Texas has some really, really good alternates. But you can see why that cover 4 is so gosh dang nice. See how those safeties were coming down into those run fits? Really, really good. And then we're going to go to that flat, and there's that Heisman shifty lighting up. We're able to cut it inside of the 2 defenders that were coming after North Texas. They're coming after Jaheim White. That's why we were resting him early. Rest him in that 1st, so he's ready in the 4th and can make that big impact. So 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Now we're going to go for 2, make it a 6, try to make it a 6-point lead. Maybe we can block the extra point again. Maybe some things can happen. And the user, again, flying down with that safety. That looked like we were walking in. But again, great user defense by Jonte. 4-point lead for North Texas. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Let's see if that Splitskrieg can clutch up. So far, not great. We've got a 4th and 19. We did get it past the 50 there for a second, but we tried a rollout pass, got sacked. Good defense from Spicy. So 4th and 19. We're going to go to some 5 wide. Brad Jackson canceling it. He's missed quite a few throws here, but we know he's a 80-something overall quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks in this entire dynasty. Manning up a couple people on the right. So we're going to have to watch anybody coming from the left to the right, specifically a little more underneath those deep blues. As we took off our purple, we took off our hook on the right. So I'm assuming that's what we're going to do here with our user linebacker. A time running down there, going with a big curl route. The user is there, but he holds on to the ball anyway. 1st down for Jonte, 1st down for Texas State. Ball at 37 yards away from pulling off an unbelievable comeback here. I guess not really a comeback, because he'd kind of been leading the entire game up to this point. To avoid the North Texas comebacks might be a better way to say that. So we're going right back to the split T. We caught him a couple times with that fullback toss. We kind of do again there. You kind of wish Burgess was able to get out of bounds. You got to take our time out. It's fairly close to popping another one that time. 2nd and 2, ball at the 11. I mean, I do feel like you should probably get out. Oh, I love it. I love it. I was just going to say you should probably not be in the split T in this situation, but I love that you're sticking with it. This has got to be a play action pass. It has to be. I mean, it has. It's got to be, right? Yeah, it's got to be. So we're rolling out. We have it. Oh, we had him too. We had him too. Nobody was guarding that wheel route, and that crosser was getting open too. But the pressure is able to get in that time before Jackson can unleash the ball. So, I mean, it's got to be. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, come out in like a 3-4 here. 7 seconds. It's got to be another play action. I still wouldn't guess pass though, because the last thing you want to do is guess pass here and be wrong and just get your whole team pancaked, which might happen anyway. Because it is going to be a fullback dive, and he's got the blocking for it. No shot, number 4. Oh, Burgess gets pushed out of bounds with 1 second on the clock. So let's see. So we were in a cover 4 here. We just had this guy was too far back off the line, I think, and a little too close. Because let's see how this outside quarter up here is actually gonna. Yeah, he just backs up and then he gets picked up right away. How that is such a long second. That was a very long second for Jonte and Texas State, but now we got a 1st and goal, 1 second on the clock, down by 4. Do or die. What do we go to here, Texas State? If we stay in the split T, I would be so unbelievably impressed, but I understand if you want to get out of it in this type of situation. And it is going to be the 5 wide receiver flex Trey for all the marbles for the state of Texas. We do have UTSA and a UTEP, so we actually have quite a few Texas teams. Dropping back right over the middle, we find our guy, Chris Dawn Jr. It's a new dawn. Yes, it is. And Texas State completes the unbelievable drive, gets down there, gets the win for the Bobcats. Burgess was an absolute rock star for Texas State all day, was able to bust out some of those big runs when they needed it the most. Finally was able to pop some big plays there for Texas State as they get the win 43-41. Unbelievable. What a freaking game to both Jonte, to Spicy, to Crizzle, to Joey, to our halftime show there. Fantastic game here in week 2. Let's go back. We didn't have a game of the week for week 1, so we'll go and see everything that happened in week 2 and then go over our conference standings and everything here as well. So in week 3 of the Mountain West, Boulder and Marshall just got the win against Havs and UL Monroe. Running that triple option offense with UL Monroe, it's great. He has that quarterback Carlisle, but the rest of that UL Monroe team needs a lot of work. Boulder gets that win 31-13. Louisiana Tech and USF are going to be playing. They're still not playing for like, I think 30 minutes or an hour and a half. I'm not sure what time zone they're in, but they will get that game in tonight. Arkansas State loses to Memphis 45-24. The CPU, we play on Heisman. The CPU is a nasty mistress. She's gross. We'll see quite a few teams. Boulder lost twice to the CPU. Arkansas State loses to the CPU. UTEP whoa twice, falls in the big house to Michigan 14-24. UTSA though goes on the road, takes down Texas 38-10. Texas State North Texas, we just saw that one, so that was our Mountain West. Going through our Pac-12. Oregon falls to Oregon State. M. Brown, or I always say M. Brown, it's Brown 23M, gets his first win of the season, and what a win to get at home against number 2, the Oregon Ducks. Cord falls to Washington. This will be our opponent next week. Western Kentucky will be heading up to Pullman there. UNLV gets the win against App State 45-28. That was one of the games we were going to have highlights for, but things happen. Plans change. We got to move. Maryland takes down San Diego State 34-24. Hawaii and Air Force 38-0. The Cutter Trophy, whatever that is, but Air Force gets that win. Fresno State falls to Missouri 45-35. Colorado State squeaks one out against BYU 21-17. Jay Breeze gets on the board there with his Rams. Now going to our Sun Belt Conference elsewhere. FIU Supersonic falls to FIU for the Don Shula Award 26-17. Coastal Carolina takes down James Madison 52-24. We already talked about that one. Troy takes down the FCS 21-13, a 4-0 start there for GMOS. K and Liberty also takes down FCS, and another undefeated start there. And then we saw both of these games go down. So that leaves one last conference for us to look at. Conference USA. Saw that one. Miami of Ohio beat Cincinnati 26-13. And then we saw that one. So quick look at our conference standings, and then we will get on out of here. Hasn't been too many conference games yet. There's been a couple, but still give us an idea of where everyone is at as of right now. For the Sun Belt, Appalachian State sitting at 2-1. Coastal got their first win of the season there, getting them to 1-3. Liberty and Troy and USF currently sitting undefeated. USF still has to play their game here in week 3 with one loss. App State, Western Kentucky, Jacksonville State, and Supersonic at 1-3 as of now. But we know once conference play starts, nobody's going to be sleeping on Supersonic here in the Sun Belt. So the Sun Belt's going to be our bronze conference starting in season 2. Our silver conference is going to be Conference USA. Currently, we've got UConn at 2-0, Temple, Vancy at 3-0. That'll be our user game after Washington State. A 3-1 Miami, Ohio. Oh, Western Michigan also sitting in there at 3-0. North Dakota State at 2-1, and a couple 2-loss teams. Ohio sitting at 0-3 so far. No conference games played. That's all that really matters, is going to be the conference games, at least in terms of relegation stuff. In the Mountain West, you got UTSA at 1-0. 4-0 overall. They got the win against Texas State, who Texas State just got the win against North Texas. Already shaping up. That could already be an interesting one. We know with Jonte, we know Spicy's going to get it turned around there. We expect him to still be in it at the end. This conference, I'm very excited to see how it's all going to shake out by the end of the season. Cosmic Selector at 0-2 right now, but again, with the halfback he's got and the offense he likes to play, we expect him to be racking up some user wins throughout the season and halves once he figures out what he or how he wants to run that option offense with UL Monroe. We expect some user wins to come from him. Then our last one, the Pac-12, we got Air Force already sitting at 2-0 in conference, wins over Hawaii and Oregon State. UNLV at 1-0 in conference with a win over Hawaii, both sitting at 3-0 overall. The only two overall undefeated teams so far here in the Pac-12. Also got Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Washington State. It's much like the Pac-12 in real life, just all the state schools ended up in the Pac-12. So that's the full wrap up here of week 3. Unbelievable games. As we head deeper into the season, we'll get more conference matchups, more user games. Excited to see how it all turns out. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I will see you guys next for our user game against Western Kentucky. I'm Western Kentucky against Washington State. Until then, take it easy.